If only that 1 wicket and 5 runs would have gone India's favour. The knocks by Ishan, Kishan and Virat Kohli, it was so much more to celebrate. Finally, Kohli is one better than the great Ricky Thomas Ponting.
Yes.
Ishan Kishan finally gets one game and then gets 210. Now that deepens your problem of plenty even more now, considering that Shikhar Dhawan today failed, but Virat Kohli and man oh man, what a fantastic partnership, exhibition of clean hitting, exhibition of flawless hitting, and Bangladesh, by the way, let me tell you, Kohli's 72nd would have been cut short by 112 runs before had Litton Das taken that catch of Mehdi Hassan when he was on 1. So it's a 409 for 8. That is what India's score is. And considering only 70 runs were scored in the last 10 overs, with Ishan, Kishan and Virat Kohli at the crease, you thought 450, 500 would have been possible. But that didn't happen. So KL Rahul failed, the Shreyas Iyer failed. So take away Ishan Kishan and Virat Kohli's total 323 runs. The rest of the batting cut a sorry figure, if you may say.
Towards the end, see, they were left with very little choice. Shreyas Iyer had a, you can say, he's been batting well in the last few innings. Just that in the last match he got an 82, but couldn't finish the match, and India, of course, lost that game. Now, I think because majority of the overs these two batted, so for KL Rahul, I think for KL Rahul, this will hurt. Of course, he's the captain. He would want his team to do well, would want his team to win this game. But for KL Rahul, another low score. And as far as Ishan Kishan is concerned, you mentioned about that problem of plenty. But this is the kind of innings, it's all about grabbing an opportunity. He got one opportunity. Of course, his regular captain, Rohit Sharma, wasn't there, missed out, and he got an opportunity and he made ample use of it. A score of 210, second fastest double 100?
That I have to check. From the top of my mind, I can't recollect. But yes, he's the 4th Indian now after Rohit Sharma, Virender Sehwag, Sachin Tendulkar, and now Ishan.
In 9th overall?
Indian, you mean?
No, 9th overall.
No.
9th international cricketer to score a double 100?
Fakhar Zaman, Chris Gale. Then you have who was the other? Guptill has scored. Rohit has 3 himself on his own. So yeah, potentially the 9th. Fastest double 100, yes. Second is Gale, as Arpan Datta is saying. Fastest double 100.
126 balls, huh?
Wow.
Yes. So, of course, people will talk a lot about Virat Kohli. See, we know that one-day cricket is his stronger suit. If you talk about white ball cricket, out of the two, in T20s and ODIs, for Virat Kohli, ODI cricket is his stronger suit.
Yes.
But I would still, today of course, he has a score also, a double 100, but I think the bigger positive is Ishan Kishan's double 100.
Yes.
He has once again shown that why you need to invest in your youngsters. Ishan Kishan,
Shubman
Gill, the likes of even Prithvi Shaw. A couple of years ago, he was the leading run scorer in that Vijay Hazare Trophy, but never got an opportunity thereafter. So you have to blood these youngsters, and a double 100 is a double 100. It talks about your temperament and your skill, and with time, I think Ishan Kishan is also improving. There was a time, maybe he has not mastered it, but to work along the ground to get those singles, doubles, I think that is a very, very essential part of ODI cricket, which I thought Ishan Kishan was struggling with. But now maybe, and at 200 will only give him much needed confidence. Why? Because also you have to see Shikhar Dhawan didn't get too many good scores here.
Yes.
Even in New Zealand, I think he got 172. Thereafter, all barren. So now the next series is against Sri Lanka and then against New Zealand. Hopefully your selectors will. I think the selection committee will soon be formed, I guess my guess is Chetan Sharma will be back again as the chief selector.
Wow.
So you will have to see how will you ignore this innings.
Exactly.
So Shikhar Dhawan, you have to decide. You have to reduce that, minimize that vision with which you are looking at all these players for the ODI World Cup. You have to minimize it. You can't have 40, 50 players roaming around throughout the year. Then you just mess it up towards the end, just when the World Cup is at the 11th hour.
Yes.
So I think how will you ignore? I just can't believe. See, so KL Rahul won't be there most likely.
Yes.
Or will he be?
No, he won't be there for the Sri Lanka series, but he'll be available for
But
the
when is he getting married? Is there
first
a date?
week of January.
Achha, first week of January.
We don't know the date exactly, but see, the T20Is begin on 3rd of January. And then the Sri Lanka series potentially ends around 15th, 15th January. So the first week, around that time, he's getting married. So he's not made himself available for the Sri Lanka series, but will be available for the New Zealand series. But now, if you have to take a decision, back it up now and stick with that decision. Because this constant chopping and changing now will not do. And is there any legitimate ground now to bench Ishan Kishan after this? I honestly can't see it. And looking at Shikhar Dhawan, unfortunately, he's had a barren run, very inconsistent run, great ICC events guy. But looking at the noise that has been created, I think you have to look beyond Shikhar Dhawan because you have found a like-to-like replacement in Ishan Kishan.
And perhaps a more destructive one.
Yes, today I agree. Yes, he was mistiming some of the shots. I mean, some just eluded the fielder. On other days, he'll go straight to the fielder.
Right.
But he capitalized on it. And see, that 210. Now, suppose India does the same to Karun Nair. What they did to Karun Nair. After that 100, just let him go. And has Karun Nair been the same since then? No.
No, we haven't seen.
Yes.
We haven't seen Karun Nair after that.
Exactly. Are you going to do the same thing with Ishan Kishan? Because what happened, the biggest message I'm getting from this India-Bangladesh series is, what prompted KL Rahul to say, the management has told me to prepare for the wicket-keeping role?
Exactly.
So that means, Pant and Sanju, your time is done and you're looking at Ishan Kishan only as a backup to Shikhar Dhawan. That is what worries me about this particular situation. Because now this 210, Kishan has made it very clear that, okay, ignore me at your own time.
Who's the designated wicket keeper?
KL Rahul. So KL Rahul, yet again, see, after the Bangladesh series, will not play Sri Lanka. Automatically will he start in for New Zealand? Remains to be seen. You have 9 ODIs to prove your worth before the IPL. 6 T20Is, let it be that some fringe players will get the chance for it. But 9 ODIs before March. First week of April, you are going to play IPL until June. Then you got Asia Cup and then the World Cup.
And also, the good thing about players like Ishan Kishan is that, they may not be very consistent, but the day they get runs, these are impact knocks, impactful knocks. These are impact players. The day they will get runs, more often than not, you will end up winning the game.
Yeah.
So, as we were talking about the innings that Shreyas Iyer played, even KL Rahul for that matter, he has played many innings where India has ended up losing the match.
Yeah.
Even his franchisee for that matter.
First game, in fact, the first game of the series.
Yeah, he got 73, where India ended up losing that game.
Yeah.
So, these are impact players. More often than not, you will. So there will be days when you will criticize the likes of Ishan Kishan for throwing their wickets away. But then this is how they play.
Yep.
And with time, they will only improve. And 200 is no mean feat.
Yes.
So the names that you just called out.
Rohit Sharma, Martin Guptill, then you have Chris Gale, then you got Fakhar Zaman, then you got Sachin Tendulkar, Virender Sehwag.
These are some very, very prominent names in world cricket. So you cannot look. For a lot of people, this match would have been a dead rubber, but not for Ishan Kishan, by the way. If he would have failed here, for him, he has made the right noises with this inning. For him, it wasn't. He was getting that one opportunity, and I believe even for Kuldeep Yadav, now that you have a score in excess of 400, And if Kuldeep Yadav picks up a few wickets, you might just say that, oh yeah, this was you already had a cushion of 400 runs. But then I think these are the players, Kuldeep Yadav, Ishan Kishan. For them, this wasn't a dead rubber, and no match. For us, we can always say, you lost the series. This is a dead rubber, but not for the players. Even KL Rahul, for him also it wasn't a dead rubber, and he got out cheaply.
Yes.
Shikhar Dhawan, for him also it wasn't a dead rubber. He got out cheaply. For KL Rahul as a captain, now Virat Kohli and Ishan Kishan will make him look good. By the way, will make KL Rahul the captain look good.
Yep.
So for KL Rahul, it wasn't.
And you have to understand, KL Rahul and Kuldeep Yadav are the two players who have been very, very hard done in this horses for courses approach.
Absolutely.
And Ishan Kishan, see, he's not only put Shikhar Dhawan's position in doubt, but somewhere down the lane, he's also put Rishabh Pant's position in doubt as well. Because you want a wicket keeper, okay, Ishan Kishan can say, I'm your backup keeper also. So, if I can give you that impact, which Pant has somewhat struggled for in white ball cricket in the last year, so why not? I put my hand up, I have killed two birds with one stone.
And also, what you are proposing is the fact, Ishan Kishan can bat up the order. Because I remember 2021 World Cup, the same selection committee was there. Chairman of the selection committee, Chetan Sharma, he said that we are looking at Ishan Kishan as a floater. Although you'll have to see how good he is down the order as a finisher. But as an opener. Now, what it helps you, Ishan Kishan opening the innings, how it helps you is that as of now, if KL Rahul is certain as a wicket keeper there, so then you have just one spot left. And for that one spot, you have a Surya Kumar Yadav, you have a Shreyas Iyer, you have a Rishabh Pant, you have a Sanju Samson. And not to forget, by the way, he has staked his claim today, Ishan Kishan. There is also today, we've been saying that why wasn't Gill there? Shubman Gill. Shubman Gill wasn't there. So Shubman Gill also had some decent scores in New Zealand, and now even he should be worried. So you have to see, boss, who will be the opener with Rohit Sharma come the ODI World Cup. Will it be Shikhar Dhawan? Will it be Rohit Sharma? Will it be Ishan Kishan? So you have to take a call, not necessarily right now, right today, but you have to give these youngsters ample opportunities before it's too late. You'll give lot many opportunities to your senior pros, and suddenly closer to the tournament you will decide, no, we need this is not working, and suddenly you are at crossroads.
So in that case, why don't they make the decision now? Considering you're not going to get enough chances to play with the core. Looking at the schedule, looking at how IPL is going to take over 3 months, why can't they take that decision? As you said, they'll wait for it. Why can't they take it now? Because then you'll be having that plan A, plan B. Okay, I've planned long term, I've planned short term. They should actually do it now. Because considering in the last 2 World Cups, you took it till the 11th hour. You saw what happened. Chaos. Absolute chaos.
Exactly.
So that is why, even Shubman Gill, I think the stock market, you see some stocks going down. Today, Ishan Kishan has had a mega boost, and the stocks of Shikhar Dhawan, Rishabh Pant and Shubman Gill has fallen down. They are in the red.
This is where the role of the selectors come. If you just have to go by the numbers, you can easily pick anybody whoever has got more runs, pick him. So this is where what you need exactly. Do you need a left-hander? You need a player who can actually hit the ball hard, or you need somebody like Shubman Gill or Shikhar Dhawan. So Shubman Gill, of course, a right-hander who likes to construct innings. He won't go exactly right at the start. So he's that. AB Sam, by the way, from Australia, is saying Shubman Gill already has 100 and 2 man of the series earlier this year in ODIs, and now Ishan Kishan with his performance. How can you ignore the both of them? These two are a must.
Okay, but then see, look at the batting position. Okay, are you going to drop Rohit Sharma as he's the captain? Okay, you won't. Virat Kohli, his place is certain. Shreyas Iyer, his place, he's also fighting for that place with Surya Kumar Yadav.
But he's done well for himself.
He's done well.
He's got
New Zealand and even this series, he's done decently well. Then you got Hardik Pandya. How can you argue about their positions when it comes to the Indian cricket team for the World Cup? You can't. Only one position remains in that opening order, and that is the Shikhar Dhawan situation.
If you are really contemplating about it, if you
are,
decided,
yes.
then it is something different.
Now, Absam, would you want a left-hander? Because look, in this current Indian batting lineup, when Jadeja comes back, and if Sundar is included, you've got 3 left-handers out of 7 in that top order. Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, Shreyas Iyer, Hardik Pandya, if that is the thing you're making. And I'm not including Rishabh Pant in this because I have a feeling Ishan Kishan can be your keeper. KL Rahul can be your backup if you want to be in that. If you want some hard decisions to be taken. Simple enough. Then you got Jadeja in there, you got Sundar in there. So you got 3 left-handers. That is why. And that is how I look at, you will have to ignore one. Unfortunately, I can't see both of them being included. Same situation. How will you include DK and Pant?
Okay, now you tell me, KD Rajput is asking, has Shikhar Dhawan played his last innings in ODIs?
I think they will wait for the Sri Lanka series because KL Rahul isn't there. So there will be one spot left. If Dhawan doesn't do in the Sri Lanka series, I think...
So Rishabh doesn't come back in that series. Sanju Samson doesn't get will not be included in that series.
They will be part of the 17, but I don't think they're getting a game in the 11. I don't think so.
So you are saying that Rishabh Pant has been dropped?
After Ishan Kishan's 210, if you bench Ishan Kishan, that's it. You are creating the ultimate recipe for disaster. How can someone hit a 200? Okay, you'll argue, oh, it is in the subcontinent, oh, it is on a dead track, oh, it is against a team that is lacking motivation. But the Indian cricket team situation is such, every game for them is a do or die situation because the team environment has been created in such a way. Now, if Kishan gets dropped after this, I'm sorry, game over as far as confidence is concerned. He will then be asking, what more do I need to do?
And in the last few months, whatever opportunities he got, he was pretty decent.
Yeah, imagine he played only one game in that entire West Indies series, and when did he come? That 5th and final T20I. Already he might have been told, oh, you're not included in the T20 World Cup.
Zimbabwe also he played that series.
Exactly, he just played one. Each guy, even Kuldeep Yadav, how many chances has he's played only 7 ODIs. This will be his 8th in 2022. But against whom has he played? Zimbabwe. 1 against the West Indies. 3 he played against South Africa, and in that South Africa game he took 4 wickets.
Yes.
In Delhi.
Yes.
Now, Kuldeep Yadav, if he takes wickets here in Chattogram, are you going to ignore him? And remember, the Kulcha duo, you're not playing in Australia or England, the Kulcha duo do well in India. Why can't you play with those two? Because in the heydays of 16, 17, 18, when your dominance was at its peak, it was the Kulcha duo that helped you.
And they would get you wickets in the middle overs, which has been lacking these days now.
Yep.
So, and see, Washington Sundar and Ravindra Jadeja, for example, Ravindra Jadeja has improved a lot as a batter in the last few years, if you see, in the last 3-4 years. Similarly, I think Washington Sundar is also improving every day.
Yep.
So it will be a good, but unfortunately only one of the two will play in the 11.
Absolutely.
And whether it is Jadeja or Washington Sundar, I think there maybe Jadeja gets a slight edge because of his experience and fielding and
Sundar also sometimes wrong time injury prone. The timing with the bat for Washington Sundar has been great, but timing off the field when it comes to injuries has been woeful. So that is why.
Chalo, so the match of course is about to resume.
India has having some pride.
Result is a 4-1.
Yeah. I don't see Bangladesh chasing this down. Look at the matches that they have played. 1 run, 1 wicket and 5 runs in the chase of the old era 170, 180 or 260. 410. How many times has Bangladesh scored 400? Hardly. And that was second innings when the pitch is supposed to get slower and lower, and you've got Kuldeep. All the best in tackling with Kuldeep because he's your X factor in this bowling line.
Washi over Akshar, is he ahead of Akshar? I think Akshar, the moment Jadeja comes back, I think Akshar will be out.
Yes.
Will be out.
Yep.
So these are the two options.
Just like GGK, I think I'm getting that kind of vibe. Just like Karun Nair, Ishan will eventually be benched.
By the way, don't worry, GGK. You never know. In times to come, maybe you will see a Karun Nair back in the.
So GGK,
national
if Ishan is benched and Sanju comes in, what will you do? You've been campaigning for justice for Sanju for the longest year. What will you do then?
But Karun Nair, will have to get some runs.
Yeah.
For example, today, Jaydev Unadkat was rewarded for his consistent good performances in the domestic cricket.
Yes.
Won the Vijay Hazare Trophy recently.
Last
was
year
the leading
won.
wicket taker
Yeah.
also.
Last year won Saurashtra, the Ranji.
So that's the right message you are sending. Picking players on the basis of domestic cricket.
Yeah.
And Test squad. He's been
After 12 years, he's playing a test match.
2010 he played. He
Tendulkar's 50th 50. He 100.
He went to South Africa and I remember in the nets he got one ball to hit on Tendulkar's head also.
Man. And that's what Tendulkar on.
And thereafter, at the moment he did that, everybody was talking about Jaydev Unadkat. I think maybe he was a little undercooked at that stage.
Yes.
When he played his first international match. So and suddenly he was, we say it baptism by fire. So that is what I think did not go in his favor.
Yep.
Now maybe he is a finished product, knows how to bowl in challenging conditions, has a better temperament, has a better skill as far as bowling is concerned. So good that they've rewarded somebody on the basis of domestic cricket. Anyways, any last words?
Any last words? Just give Sanju opening chances, T20 and see his magic. Of course, we are hoping. But I just hope that this Indian selection panel and the Indian team management persist with some of the not so established players for a period of time. That's all I would want to plead and urge. You're seeing too much of chopping and changing. The onion which you're supposed to chop very finely is now absolute pulp because of this constant changing. So I just hope now that Ishan Kishan gets his due, but we don't know in Indian cricket what is the longer rope and for whom is that longer rope reserved for.
Exactly.
We really don't know. So
somebody will have to be rested if Ishan Kishan has to make it to the 11.
Yep. But we pray Ishan Kishan gets a longer run. And as far as this match is concerned, I see India winning, but by what margin, I don't know. They are just winning. So we'll join you in the match end.
GGK is asking who is the new selector. See, a couple of these selectors will be the same as we saw in the last panel. Chetan Sharma and Harvinder Singh. I can't be too absolutely sure about Harvinder Singh, but I think Chetan Sharma will be one of the selectors, and most likely he will be the chief selector once again because of the applications that the BCCI has received so far. And Harvinder Singh also, I think, might be back. So hopefully soon we'll have the selection panel. I think more or less they've decided also on the team.
Okay.
I think the players will soon be asked to reach NCA. I think on 26th. Yeah, I think on 26th the players will reach NCA.
Okay, but 26th the test match ends, the second test.
But I'm not talking about these players.
Okay.
The T20 one day.
The T20 one day.
The other players.
Yeah.
I think on 26th most likely they'll be there at the NC in Bangalore. So let's see. Anyways, I think we'll be back
for the match end.
Yes.
And we hope it's an emphatic India win that will give the momentum for the test matches that will begin.
How many players will play the test matches? Virat. KL.
Why do you ask me all the tough questions?
No,
when it comes to Indian cricket, that too selection. Yeah, Virat will play, KL will play because Rohit is not there for the first test. So, Mayank, is he there in the team? Mayank Agarwal? No.
You've drafted in
Abhimanyu Ishwar. Yeah, Ishwaran might make his
Kuldeep Yadav is there.
Kuldeep should play. Cheteshwar Pujara.
KL and Shubman will open, no?
Yeah, KL and Shubman will open. Cheteshwar at 3. Kohli at 4.
Yeah.
At number 5 will be
Pujara. Oh, the Pujara is 3, sorry.
Number 3. Pant will be there at 5 or 6, depending on this position. Who's number 5? That we have to figure out.
No, Jadeja is not there.
Jadeja is not there.
Jadeja is not there.
So, You're
So, we
seeing
crossed
a
it.
debutant for some. I think 1 or 2 debuts are definitely incoming. Jaydev might come back after 12 years.
Is Umran there? No, Umran is not
Imran
there.
isn't there.
So where do
I think Saurabh Kumar is there.
Saurabh Kumar is there, but now they have Kuldeep Yadav. So most likely this is not the test squad, yeah. So Kuldeep Yadav is also there. Ashwin will be there.
Yeah.
So
No, this is. I think he has shown the test squad, but it's not been updated. I guess.
no. Achha.
Yep. Rohit Sharma not updated. Yeah. Rajat Patidar, Shreyas Iyer. I think Iyer will fit
It's
in.
not. This is not an updated one.
Yeah, it's not updated. It's not updated.
Anyways, chalo, we will cross.
So
the
we
bridge when it
will
comes.
be back for the match end. Don't forget to subscribe to Sports Day. Plenty of action coming out. Thank you. Bye bye. Vanakkam.